Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
It's a learning curve. Are we going to make mistakes? Possibly. But you know what? We have to get open. We have to stay open.
Restaurants in Pacific Beach are keeping a close eye on their dining rooms after the county came down hard on one that didn't follow the rules. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson, and I'm joined remotely by my co-anchor Kimberly Hunt. We're going to be checking in with her here in just a few minutes. First, responsibility is the key after restaurants in Pacific Beach watched the county shut down a neighbor. 10 News reporter Anthony Pura is in PB tonight and tells us what city officials are doing to make sure people follow the rules this holiday weekend.
Several restaurants are open in Pacific Beach tonight, and many people are dining in. We've seen police out and keeping an eye on things, but so far there have been no serious issues. PB Shore Club reopened Friday with some noticeable differences.
All our staff is all masked up. If you're out of your seat, you're masked up.
Billy Ramirez with Shore Club says they made some big changes in the name of safety.
I need you guys wearing your masks on the line. We want to look good. I need you guys being safe.
On the community tables, we have plexiglass and we've got things that are adjustable. We have a group of 10 come in, we can sit them. If we have two groups of 4, we can put that barrier and adjust it back up.
At the lines outside, they marked out every 6 feet for people waiting to get in.
Social media is saying, maybe this restaurant's out of control because you have so many people, but they got to remember, a lot of people go on groups. So that group that's going out can hang out together, and then 6 feet between that could be the next group.
He says they are reopening responsibly. It's in contrast to this video played by county officials at Friday's news conference. The video taken at El Prez shows crowds ignoring social distancing guidelines. The restaurant and bar was shut down Friday. El Prez posted this on their Instagram saying, "We needed to be ready for the crowd. We weren't." The post says they will be more strict when they are cleared to reopen, also adding a message to their customers saying, "We need your help. We all need to follow some rules together." Police are expecting crowds at San Diego's beaches during Memorial Day weekend. They're adding extra enforcement to make sure restaurants and retail stores are following the new rules for reopening. Ramirez says they won't get any trouble from his restaurant.
We've had ABC come by, and today we had local PD come by. We're doing the right thing. They can see that.
Anthony Pura, 10 News.
As you can see, Memorial Day weekend in San Diego will look a little different this year. Face covering and social distancing guidelines are still in place across our beaches. Visitors can run, they can walk on the beach, but there will be no stopping or sitting on the sand. And while restaurants are opening back up, hotels must remain closed. Hotel rooms can only be used for essential workers under the current stay-at-home orders.
I don't see anything wrong personally with leisure travelers being here. I differ with the governor and the county on this subject significantly, and I'm sure my fellow hoteliers would agree with me.
Hotel owners say that they are normally full on Memorial Day weekend, but they're close to empty this year. The weather this weekend is on everybody's mind. Our meteorologist Angelica Campos joins us from home with a look at what we're in store for. Angelica.
Hi, Steve. We call it the unofficial start to summer. It is exactly what it's going to be doing. Temperatures will be heating up as we head into next week, but for the weekend, beautiful and pleasant. Starting with temperatures in the upper 60s at the coast on Saturday, mid to upper 70s for Sunday and also on Memorial Day. And then for inland communities, it's going to be a lot warmer for you guys, so be ready. 74 degrees tomorrow, which is still nice. 81 on Sunday. Still tolerable, then going up to 86 degrees on Monday, and that is just the beginning. We're also going to be tracking clouds tonight as that cool air sticks around all the way into the overnight hours. Then it clears. Coming up, I'll show you how long that warm-up is going to stick around.
Angelica, thank you. As we head into the first weekend of the summer, as Angelica was just mentioning, the county is reminding residents to stay the course.
And as we head into this weekend, let us all be reminded that the dangers of coronavirus remain, that we have to be mindful of our actions, and we have to continue to demonstrate that we can work our way through stage 2 with the same commitment and the same excellent track record of success that we have done to date. And we urge the public to please be mindful of the dangers and have a real commitment to our actions to allow our recovery to continue.
And just a reminder that all hotels are to remain closed unless they are serving essential workers or aiding in the COVID response. That includes staycations and Airbnbs.
Many restaurants have reopened their dining rooms in time for the holiday weekend, but there is still some confusion about what is and isn't allowed. Our 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo shows us what you can and cannot do when dining in at a restaurant.
For the first time in over 2 months, Otai Sushi and Crab in East Chula Vista was open for dine-in on Friday.
So far today, we only had 3 tables.
A slow reopening for a business that had only been up and running for a few weeks before the stay-at-home order. John Ju is the manager.
We've been just doing takeouts last 2 months.
This will be the first weekend San Diego County restaurants can open for dine-in. Here are the rules customers and business owners need to follow. There is no standing around in the restaurant unless you are waiting to be seated. If you can't be 6 feet apart while you wait, you must wait outside or in your car. The tables must be 6 feet apart or separated by partitions. Face masks are required anytime you are not sitting at your table, and who you can dine with is limited to your household members or customers who've asked to be seated together at the time the table is requested. Everyone in the party must be present before being seated, and reservations are recommended.
We want it to be ready and open as soon as possible when they allow us.
In addition to those guidelines, Ju says all employees and customers will receive temperature checks at the door. They've eliminated shareable condiments, and their menus are also different.
Paper disposal menu on each table, so we don't have to hand it over.
For Ju, there is hope that the restaurant's changes will bring customers through those doors.
We are 100% confident that we are doing our best to make safe first priority.
In East Chula Vista, Laura Acevedo, 10 News.
A San Diego biotech company now has access to a pool of COVID-19 antibodies from 15,000 people. Sorrento Therapeutics just teamed with Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City to develop an antibody cocktail. The company says each dose is expected to provide up to 2 months protection from the virus. It also hopes to develop a cocktail that would protect people for up to a year.
If you can prevent viral infection by 100% in the healthy cells, that means you have something. And at the very low quantity of the antibody, that means you have a product you can scale up and on a large scale manufacturing.
Sorrento Therapeutics hopes to start human trials of the cocktail later this year.
Tomorrow is the last day of Ramadan, when Muslims across the world break their fast. During a briefing today, Mayor Kevin Faulconer said he has asked Governor Newsom to let San Diego begin to safely hold in-person religious services as part of an early Phase 3 pilot program. A local imam said this weekend they will be making changes because of COVID-19.
We are practicing social distancing by live streaming our traditions through social media and hosting drive-by iftars and other community services.
Mayor Faulconer also said that San Diego police will be out in full force enforcing the public health orders coming up this weekend. And the Catholic Diocese of San Diego says it hopes to resume public masses on June the 14th. Bishop Robert McElroy says he has spoken with County Health Officer Dr. Wilma Wooten about that plan and hopes that Governor Newsom will issue guidelines for churches coming up next week. Bishop McElroy says he believes June 14th will give the parishes enough time to prepare. And here are the latest local numbers. The county announced another 119 cases today. That brings our local total to just over 6,400. There has also been one new death. That brings that total to 242. One of the biggest holiday weekends of the year is off to a historically smaller start. And as ABC's Zareen Shah reports, at least one opening has already seen a tragic end.
This Memorial Day weekend, a nation quickly approaching 100,000 coronavirus deaths, casting a grim shadow on a normally massive travel weekend. Roads and skies dramatically empty. Outdoor spaces like this one at San Francisco Dolores Park marked with circles to encourage social distancing. And in New York's Rockaway Beach, one man dead after drowning in closed-off waters.
As you can see on the beach here, the flags are up. There are no lifeguards. The beaches remain closed.
Other beaches along the coast making major changes because of the pandemic. A Virginia woman wearing a mask as she gets in the water. In Massachusetts, many wearing masks when social distancing is not possible. And President Trump pushing for even more openings, calling places of worship essential, demanding governors open them immediately, threatening to override them if they don't. Many legal experts weighing in on the president's authority to do so.
The governors need to do the right thing and allow these very important, essential places of faith to open right now for this weekend.
The president's comments coming just a few days after Mississippi's Holy Springs Church sued the city to lift restrictions on service. It was burned with vandals leaving this graffiti note on the parking lot: "Bet you stay home now, you hypocrites." The CDC on Friday releasing guidelines for returning to places of worship, encouraging face mask use, cleaning surfaces daily, and encouraging social distancing. They're also recommending ending choir ensembles or singing, which could spread the disease through the air. Even though the reopening this Memorial Day is a lot slower than some people had hoped for, there is a silver lining on the roads. Gas prices, the lowest we've seen, $1.50. The national average, $1.94. Zoreen Shah, ABC News, Los Angeles.
New developments tonight. Police have arrested a 17-year-old for the shooting of a fellow teenager in Coronado. 18-year-old Jacob McHenry was shot in the back May 4th while trying to sell a necklace he had listed online. Police say the boy arrested today is one of the two who met McHenry that night on Orange Avenue. His name is not being released because he's a minor. McHenry was released from the hospital but returned with an infection. Late tonight, Jake's father said that Jake's infection is now gone and he will undergo a new surgery in a week or two.